Hey everybody, this is Professor Lilly, and I want to talk about our new module, which is called the Web Content Management module, and this will last 3 weeks starting today. And like I said last week, it's going to take me a while to do all the grading associated with your graphics module in the exam. I've started with the exam, um, and I have to manually grade the essays. And once that happens, you will have kind of your tentative final grade, because you'll know how you did on the essays, and then you already know how you did on the multiple choice. Um, if there's any questions that like pretty much no one got correct, then maybe it means that was a bad question for different reasons. So I'll probably throw that out. And then if a lot of people did really poorly on the exam, then I'll do a curve. So at this point, don't worry about your grade on the exam. And next week, I will, in my video, I'll talk about the overall results of the exam, and any kind of announcements associated with any curve or anything associated with that. So don't worry about the exam right now. Right now, worry about this first week with of web content management, and that's right here. Um, so like I said, there'll be 3 weeks, and then we'll move on to audio and video later on in November. So this week, what are we doing? So while I get each one of you are going to have a WordPress website assigned to you, and it's going to take me a while to go and generate one for each one of you. So that's why we are not doing a Zoom meeting tomorrow, so no Zoom meeting on Tuesday. We will do a Zoom meeting on Thursday to get you started on WordPress. So, you'll see an email that comes from Bluehost, is the name of the company that has we have a dedicated server that we pay for. That means it has a whole bunch of bandwidth and a whole bunch of space for all the different student websites in the communication department. And so don't delete that email, and you can follow the directions on it to log into your WordPress, but you don't have to worry about it until Thursday. So it's Thursday at 11, show up, or at 12:30, and I'll show you how the basics of how to get started with um, your website. You are expected by Sunday to have installed a new theme on your WordPress website, with, depending on the theme, with a banner, customized banner, such as perhaps one of the ones you created in the Photoshop module or Photoshop week. And then one thing before I get to talk about specifically what we're doing this week, right up here are the general resources for the Web Content Management module that lasts 3 weeks, and it includes, so here are all the resources and the specific lynda.com tutorials to kind of get you started on WordPress, and information you need to know in order to do the activities that wrap up at the end of 3 weeks on Sunday, November 8th. And then here is specifically what you need to do, and we're gonna cover that. There's a few things you need to do in terms, including starting your resume page, and starting some portfolio pages. And I will go over those in more detail next week, because next week we're going to focus on how to get content onto your WordPress page. So don't have to worry about that right now, but eventually you are going to be expected to have a certain amount of content on your page by the end of this 3 week. And and there's more information specifically, these steps here, what you need to have accomplished. Again, not until Sunday, November 8th for your final WordPress website activity. So let's go back, and so I just want to point that out, that this is above, and all the tutorials and links for things you will want to be able to do are up here. So, but specifically each week of the 3 weeks has its own tab. So for this week, While I am setting up your WordPress websites, I have an activity to get you started thinking about WordPress and how it works and what a content management system is. And that is these small group presentations. So and here the what I want you to do in each presentation is basically answer these questions together in your group. You could do any kind of presentation format. You can do a PowerPoint, you could do a Prezi, you could do a slides as long as it's exported so that other people can see it outside of Google. And I'm asking you again as a group to answer these questions here, which will all kind of get you up to speed on what content management system is and what you need to know at this point. Um, and here are the guidelines. And I do want you to, go to the web, get photos, get infographics, and link to anywhere where you get your information. You could do a video embed. So this is kind of like a presentation you would do in class, but you're just it's really the audience is for me. This is going to be part of your the WordPress module grade, the overall grade. So I'm going to go in and make sure that your group did a pretty good job for this. But you're basically doing it as if you were presenting this in a class, even though we're not going to have a live presentation or anything like that. And again, all the guidelines are here. So in order to do this, you need to be able to have a group. So how do you find your group? Right here. This little wiki tool says join how the web works presentation group. And there's a whole bunch of different groups here. So it doesn't matter which group you sign up for. I've want about, it says right here, you can have up to 5 people in each group. So just go in here and hit edit and add your name. So it says right here, 5 students can join this group. So under this, just hit edit, hit return, maybe put a number if you're number 1, and put your name so that you know your name and email so that you know who is in your group, and you are responsible for contacting those people, and someone has to step up and be like, all right, what are we gonna do? Um, and to get started so that you have 5 days, because it's not due till Friday night, but you're gonna have to get going with it. And I would recommend getting going today or tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday, and at least talking and deciding how you're gonna do collaborate. Like if one person's gonna actually focus on the presentation, other people give that person information, or if you're gonna use maybe a G Drive to share the presentation, like a PowerPoint, and all of you work on it. Or if you are going to do something like Google Slides, or obviously there's lots of options. So this is kind of part of the challenge for the assignment is to how are you going to collaborate and get all this work done. It's not really a lot of work, but it is a little bit more of a challenge in the online environment to get this wrapped up by Friday night. Okay, so today, yeah, everybody needs to sign up for one of these teams: Team Green, Team Gray, Evergreen, Bay, Atlantic, I-95, or Team Crabs. Okay, and if you know some people in the one of the 2 sections, then you can sign up together with people you know, or if not, just randomly choose a group and then start contacting each other to get it going. Okay, so that's the main activity of what you're doing this week. And again, you have to make sure you come in on Thursday in order to get going on your WordPress website. So setting up the theme really does not take very long. I'll show you how to do it on Thursday. But you do want to also, on your own, start getting into some of these resources here, such as learning about WordPress portfolios and themes in general, and then get started on these tutorials. Again, these tutorials are for the next 3 weeks, but I recommend this week kind of getting into them and having a better understanding of what WordPress is, and certainly the presentation questions the group presentation are asking you to kind of get into that knowledge as well. Okay, so that's what we're doing this week. I will see everybody either 11 o'clock or 12:30 on Thursday. And I can answer questions about the group work then if you have any. But at that point, by Thursday, you need to, I've already been collaborating and started or fully into that project, which is due on Friday night. As it says here, so if you are doing a PowerPoint, you can directly submit the PowerPoint presentation here to the Dropbox. But if you're doing something like a Prezi or Google Slides or something like that, you'll have to give me the link. So just create a Word document, paste the link to your presentation into it along with the names of the people in your group, and then submit the Word document here. So that's the way I would be able to get to it, to check it out, is by clicking the link in that Word document. But as I said, a PowerPoint presentation would be able to upload to this this Dropbox as well. Okay, again, by Friday night, the 23rd. If you get it done before then, that's great. All right, so if you have any questions, email me. Otherwise, I will see everybody on Thursday.